According to statistics from the National Institute on Aging, in the United States, up to 73% of men over the age of 60 have to wake up at least twice each night to urinate. And surprisingly, nearly half of them are unaware that the culprit may be a familiar fruit they often eat in the evening. Have you ever experienced that feeling? Just as you begin to fall asleep, you're suddenly awakened by the urge to go. You get out of bed, go to the bathroom, and then return only to find your sleep is now broken and restless. Over time, this disrupts your energy, leaves you mentally drained, and causes your hormones to become imbalanced. But the good news is, by making just a few simple adjustments to the fruits you eat after dinner, you can improve your sleep and support your prostate and urinary health. In today's video, I will share with you 5 fruits you should eat and 5 you should avoid after age 60 based on scientific research and real-life experiences. If you're over 60, I encourage you to watch this entire video. It may change the way you take care of your health each day. Many men entering their 60s begin to notice a troublesome issue waking up several times during the night to urinate. While this may seem minor, it is actually a sign that the body is going through an important shift in how it regulates internal functions and manages urine. Over time, the kidneys gradually lose their ability to filter blood and control urine output as efficiently as they did in younger years, especially during the night. This means urine is produced continuously even if you haven't had much to drink before bedtime. At the same time, the bladder becomes more sensitive. Even a small amount of urine can trigger a signal to the brain that it's time to wake up. When you were younger, your bladder was more flexible and the nervous system controlling urination was more stable. In addition, many men over 60 also experience changes in natural hormone levels, which directly affect their ability to control urine flow. These changes may be subtle, but they have a clear impact on sleep quality and lead to daytime fatigue. Other factors, such as a diet high in salt, drinking strong tea, eating dinner too late, or having poor digestion, can also increase pressure on the bladder during the night. Understanding these changes can help you realize that reducing nighttime urination is not impossible. By making small adjustments in your daily routine, especially in the types of foods you choose in the evening, you can support your body in returning to a more natural balance. Many people believe that fruit is always a perfectly safe food. And it's true, fruit is rich in vitamins, antioxidants, fiber, and water, making it a healthy choice. However, after age 60, the body no longer processes the components in fruit the same way it did in younger years. What was once considered healthy can actually become a hidden cause of poor sleep, nighttime urination, and reduced vitality, especially when eaten at the wrong time of day. First, you should know that certain fruits contain natural acids or active enzymes that can mildly irritate the bladder when consumed in the evening. When urine becomes slightly more acidic, it can stimulate the urinary nerves, which are already more sensitive with age. As a result, you may be awakened during the night, even when the bladder isn't full. This disrupts your sleep and interferes with the nighttime production of hormones that are vital for maintaining male vitality and hormonal balance. In addition, many fruits are high in water or contain natural fermentation compounds. When eaten too close to bedtime, they can cause bloating or pressure in the lower abdomen. This forces the stomach and intestines to stay active at night, triggering a chain reaction that affects the bladder and your sleep quality. Chronic sleep loss doesn't just make you tired. It also lowers the body's natural production of male hormones, which can impact prostate function and overall vitality. The good news is, not all fruits are harmful. Some can actually soothe the urinary system, reduce bladder spasms, and support hormonal health if eaten at the right time of day. That's why it's important to know which fruits to choose and when to eat them, so you can make fruit your ally, not the thief of your sleep. Now, let's explore 5 fruits that can gently but effectively soothe the bladder and support prostate and hormonal health. 1. Moderately ripe banana. Bananas are a common fruit found in most kitchens, but few people know that they are actually a quiet companion for male vitality in later years. A moderately ripe banana provides about 400 milligrams of potassium, a mineral that helps relax the smooth muscles of the bladder. This reduces unnecessary contractions during the night for older men whose urinary nerves have become more sensitive. Bananas help calm the urge to urinate and extend the time of uninterrupted sleep. In addition, bananas are low in acid and do not irritate the bladder lining like citrus fruits often do. One more thing many people overlook is that when you sleep well and deeply, your body naturally increases the production of age-related hormones. These hormones are essential for maintaining vitality and mental clarity. So simply eating one moderately ripe banana around 5 p.m. or about an hour after dinner can support both your digestive and urinary systems in a natural way without medication. Just a reminder, bananas should be kept at room temperature, eaten when they are moderately ripe, not overripe or mushy, and not taken straight from the refrigerator, as cold fruit can cause mild digestive discomfort in older adults. This simple daily habit can help your body adapt smoothly to the aging process and noticeably improve both your sleep quality and overall vitality. 2. Ripe papaya. Papaya is widely known as a fruit that supports digestion. But for older adults, especially men over 60, it can also be a highly effective food for reducing nighttime urination. Ripe papaya contains a natural enzyme called papain, which helps break down proteins and lightens the digestive load. When the stomach is not bloated and the intestines are not swollen, the pressure on the bladder and prostate is significantly reduced. This helps you sleep better without being awakened during the night by the urge to urinate. In addition, papaya has a mildly alkaline nature that helps neutralize excess acid in the urine. This is particularly helpful because one common cause of bladder irritation is overly acidic urine, especially after meals high in salt, spices, or processed foods. For men experiencing mild prostate enlargement or slight urinary inflammation, papaya can also help reduce the burning sensation during urination. A slice of ripe papaya weighing about 150 grams after dinner is an ideal choice. The papaya should have a deep orange color and be moderately soft, not underripe, and not overly mushy. Avoid mixing papaya with milk or cold dishes, as this may cause indigestion. When combined properly, this simple fruit can become an important part of a healthy routine, helping men maintain stable vitality and long-term urinary health. 3. Pear is a sweet, cooling fruit with high water content. often underrated because of its mild flavor. However, for older adults especially, men dealing with sleep issues and nighttime urination, pears offer several practical benefits. Pears contain a natural sugar called sorbitol, which acts as a gentle laxative. This helps ease pressure from the intestines on the bladder, which is one of the hidden causes of waking up in the middle of the night. Pears also have a very low acid content, making them gentle on the urinary lining and unlikely to cause irritation. For those experiencing constipation alongside nighttime urination or a frequent urge to urinate, pears can help regulate digestive and pelvic nerve activity in a mild way, without the disruptions or side effects caused by traditional laxatives. It is best to eat a medium-sized pear between 4 and 5 p.m. Keep the skin on if possible, as it contains fiber that supports gut health. Avoid eating cold pears straight from the fridge, and do not pair them with milk or fermented foods. Just this small daily habit can improve your digestion, urinary function, and sleep quality, laying the foundation for steady male vitality, without being interrupted by age-related issues. 4. Watermelon. For older men, watermelon is not just a refreshing summer treat, it is also a source of lycopene, a powerful antioxidant that supports prostate function. Numerous studies have shown that lycopene helps reduce mild inflammation in the prostate, which in turn improves the steadiness of urine flow and eases pressure in the lower abdomen during the night. However, because watermelon is high in water content, eating it at the wrong time, especially after 5 p.m., can increase pressure on the bladder at night. That's why the ideal time to eat watermelon is in the morning, no later than 2 p.m., with a moderate portion of about 150 to 200 grams. Watermelon should be eaten on its own, not mixed with sugary dishes, and should not be served cold, as that may lead to digestive discomfort. When used correctly, watermelon not only cools the body, but also helps the prostate function more smoothly, reduces nighttime urination, and increases the duration of deep sleep, all of which are important for hormone balance and male vitality in later years. A well-timed and properly portioned slice of watermelon can bring a sense of lightness and comfort that lasts throughout the day. 5. Guava. Guava is often overlooked due to its slightly astringent taste, but it is actually a superfruit when it comes to natural vitamin C content. What makes guava special is that, unlike oranges or lemons, it has a lower level of citric acid, which means it is less likely to irritate the bladder. Instead, it helps soothe mild inflammation in the urinary tract, boost immunity, and improve the body's natural defense system. For men experiencing signs of hormonal imbalance or frequent nighttime urination, guava can support better sleep and relieve discomfort in the lower abdomen, especially when eaten at the right time of day. The best time is around 3 to 4 p.m., when the stomach has finished digesting lunch but before the body begins its rest phase. Guava should be eaten at room temperature if the skin is too thick or rough. It's best to peel it. Avoid combining guava with milk, salt, or sour powders. Natural is always best. When eaten regularly, guava helps strengthen overall immunity, protect the urinary system, and support stable male hormone activity during aging. However, not all fruits are gentle on the bladder, especially after dinner. Some fruits that may seem harmless can quietly irritate the urinary system, causing you to wake up multiple times at night. This disrupts your sleep and gradually drains your energy and hormone balance. Up next are 5 types of fruit you should limit in the evening to avoid falling into the cycle of nighttime urination. Fatigue and hormonal disruption. 1. Oranges and sweet lemons. Oranges and sweet lemons are familiar fruits in many households, especially after dinner. They offer a refreshing taste, provide vitamin C, and help cleanse the palate. However, for people over 60, they can be a double-edged sword. Both oranges and sweet lemons are high in citric acid, which lowers the pH of urine and makes the bladder lining more sensitive. As the bladder naturally becomes more reactive with age, even a small amount of acid can trigger repeated urges to urinate throughout the night. A real-life case from Mr. Bill in Florida, age 68, showed that he used to drink orange juice every evening, thinking it would help with digestion. But after many nights of waking up 3 to 4 times, he switched to eating bananas and papayas in the afternoon. Within just 5 days, he was able to sleep for 6 straight hours. If you still enjoy oranges or sweet lemons, it's best to consume them around midday, when your body has time to process the acid without it disturbing your sleep. 2. Pineapple. Pineapple is a delicious fruit often served in desserts or salads after a meal. It contains bromelain, a strong digestive enzyme that breaks down protein. However, for older adults especially, in the evening, bromelain can overstimulate the intestines, placing added pressure on the pelvic area and bladder when lying down to rest. Mrs. Joan from Texas, age 72, shared that she used to eat pineapple after dinner to relieve constipation, but she noticed that she would often wake up in the middle of the night with a sudden urge to urinate, even when her bladder wasn't full. After stopping this habit and switching to a slice of ripe papaya, her sleep became deeper and more continuous. Pineapple is still a healthy fruit, but it should be eaten in the morning or around lunchtime. It's best to avoid it after 6 p.m. to prevent unwanted effects on the urinary system. 3. Grapes. Grapes are often considered an ideal snack because they are small, mildly sweet, and easy to eat. However, for older adults with slower digestion, grapes can lead to mild fermentation in the gut if consumed after dinner. The natural sugars in grapes, when combined with digestive enzymes, may produce gas, causing bloating and pressure on the bladder. This can wake you during the night with a feeling of fullness and the urge to urinate. A retired teacher named Mr. Richard from Seattle shared that although he loved eating chilled black grapes after dinner, he often experienced bloating and had to use the bathroom around 2 a.m. After switching to ripe pears in the afternoon, his condition improved significantly. If you still enjoy grapes, eat them in the morning. Choose ripe ones. Remove the skin, and avoid eating them cold or on a full stomach. 4. Citrus fruit juice. Many people believe that drinking fruit juice after dinner helps with digestion and provides vitamins. But for older adults, juices made from oranges, lemons, or grapefruits can easily disrupt sleep. The reason is that fruit juice contains a higher concentration of acids and sugar than whole fruit, making urine more concentrated and acidic. This not only increases the urge to urinate, but also irritates the bladder and may worsen nighttime hormone imbalances. A study from the American Urological Association showed that older adults who drank orange juice after 7 p.m. were 2.6 times more likely to experience nighttime urination compared to those who only drank plain water or warm water. If you enjoy juice, it's better to drink it in the morning or around noon, and always dilute it with warm water to reduce the acid concentration. 5. Raw tomatoes. Tomatoes are a common part of everyday meals. However, when eaten raw in the evening, especially in salads or thin slices, they may cause mild irritation for people with sensitive bladders. This is because tomatoes contain oxalic acid, a compound that can increase the formation of tiny crystals in the urine, leading to a tingling sensation or a frequent urge to urinate. An elderly couple in Ohio changed their habit of eating tomato salad at dinner by switching to cooked tomatoes in soups or stews. After just 2 weeks, they noticed a clear reduction in how often they woke up in the middle of the night. Tomatoes are not a harmful fruit, but they should be cooked and eaten earlier in the day to avoid putting extra strain on the urinary system. Sometimes, a simple change in how you prepare your food can protect your sleep and support healthy aging better than any medication. Choosing the right type of fruit is important, but for men over 60, the timing of when you eat fruit is just as critical. It may seem like a small detail, but it directly affects sleep quality, urinary system function, and hormonal balance in later life. According to research from the National Institute on Aging, once the sun sets, the body begins to reset its biological rhythm. At this time, digestion slows down, and the kidneys naturally reduce their filtering and water elimination rates. If you eat fruit during this period, especially those high in water, acid, or active enzymes, your digestive and urinary systems are forced to keep working after hours instead of resting. For high water content fruits like watermelon, oranges, or grapes, the ideal time to eat them is before 5 p.m. This gives the body enough time to digest and eliminate waste before bedtime. Fruits like bananas, pears, and papayas, which help soothe the urinary nerves, can be enjoyed 1 to 2 hours after dinner. As long as it's not too late and they are not combined with other foods, fruit should also be eaten separately, not immediately after a main meal and not combined with milk or high-protein foods, as this can cause fermentation in the stomach. When you choose the right fruits at the right time, they become a gentle but powerful part of your routine, helping improve sleep, reduce nighttime urination, and maintain steady male vitality in a natural way. Aging comes softly, like a passing breeze, and with it, the body begins to send quiet signals, ones we often notice only when our sleep is disturbed. When the urge to urinate wakes us in the middle of the night, or when energy no longer flows as it once did. But here's the good news. You don't need to make any grand changes. All it takes is understanding one simple truth. Caring for your health in later years begins with the smallest habits. We've just explored 5 fruits that can help reduce nighttime urination and support hormone balance naturally: bananas, papayas, pears, watermelons, and guavas. These are all familiar fruits, but when consumed at the right time and in the right way, they can lead to uninterrupted sleep and bring comfort to your urinary system. At the same time, avoiding certain fruits after dinner, such as oranges, pineapples, grapes, raw tomatoes, or citrus juices, is also a small yet meaningful step to protect your prostate and preserve your vitality as you age. No two bodies are the same, but everybody deserves to be heard and respected. Don't wait until sleep becomes a struggle, your energy fades, or your body feels worn out to start making adjustments. Something as simple as a banana at 5 p.m., a slice of papaya after dinner, or skipping that evening glass of orange juice may be the key to waking up refreshed and sleeping deeply through the night. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe to our channel so you won't miss future insights. We'll continue sharing practical, down-to-earth tips to help you live healthier, live actively, and live fully after 60. Which fruits from today's list do you already eat? Let us know in the comments below.